Welcome to the Warehouse, everybody. I'm your host, Wilgus, and we have another Kamen Rider CSM belt to take a look at. This time, we are going to be taking a look at the Complete Selection Modification Genesis driver, and I am very excited to take a look at this one. Going back a couple of years, this is relatively new for 2024, but I personally I love the sound, the look, and everything of it, and it hadn't been made. So we went through and had the Sengoku driver made first. But now, with the Genesis driver, I'm very excited to go over it with you all today at the Warehouse. We'll go through the instructions, and as we progress through, we will show you some fun videos. But without further ado, let's take a look at the instructions and see what the Genesis driver can do. So first off, you get to show how to insert the batteries and exchange the button cells for the energy Lockseeds. You would just need to remove the back panel on the Genesis driver, then put 3 AA batteries, reapply your battery cover, and close it. Once you've done that, you'll be able to turn it on, and you know that you're ready to go. What's unique about the Genesis driver, actually, comparative to other CSM releases, is that there is no alternative mode on this one. You don't need to press any buttons to go into a character selection mode. It's just the Genesis driver. So that's pretty cool. Then for the energy Lockseeds, they all have like a Phillips screw in the back. You'll remove that, and it has 3 LR44 batteries, as does the kill process button. So all of those use small batteries, except for the driver, which is large AAA. Sorry, AA. So how does one assemble the Genesis driver? Well, you would go ahead, get the Genesis cord that's included, and click it inside. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and attach the belt to it. Now, if you're curious, the side that has the actual male clip inside is the right. You'll just go ahead and plug in, and you are good to go with the rear cover for the belt. Once you've gotten that all set up, you are good to go. Now, there is a note inside here on how to remove the Genesis core and how it is slightly different than the one included with the Sengoku driver, which I haven't figured out physically what it is. But you'll press the button silver that's on top, and as it's being held, I recommend grabbing it from the die-cast cold metal that's on the Genesis driver. Give it a little wiggle, and it comes right out. But you are able to remove that and the Sengoku's faceplate and attach the Genesis core, and we'll cover that a little bit later. With that being said and done, we can now move on to some of the other fun parts of the Genesis driver. Once it's turned on, you can play with the dialogue button, and that is above the straw tip. And there are a ton of conversations. We're going to skip a lot of it now because, just to give you an idea, there are 9 different modes for dialogue, and Takatora Kurashima mode, for an example, has 61 dialogue. Ryoma Sengoku has 67. Sid has 54. Yoko Minato has 42. Kaito Kuman has 38. Mitsuzune Kurashima has 62. Pico mode only has 5. That's cool. And Mecha Ryoma has 10. So there are a ton of those. On top of the dialogue, which does sound like this. There is also a dialogue option where you will be able to press the dialogue button and the BGM button, which is located down here, and that'll let you go into conversations between the character in the mode that you're in. It starts off in the Takatora Kurashima mode, and that has 8 types of conversation dialogue. And as you go through, you can switch to each mode by pressing the button above on the dialogue and just hold it. When you do it, you'll hear a jingle and it'll go into each mode. So this was Ryoma Sengoku mode. Sid mode. Yoko Minato mode, Kaito Kumon mode, Pico mode, Mecha Ryoma Sengoku mode, normal mode, no individual conversation dialogue, and that's the 9th one. But Takatora Kurishima mode sounds like... With that, we will cover some of the dialogue later, because there is a ton, and that's going to take a lot of the video. So playing with sounds on the driver, there is the sound effect button located on the bottom right, and when you lightly tap the sound effect button, you will get 2 types of driver drawing sound will play. Number 1, number 2. That one's kind of like the, I guess how you're just holding it. You're presenting it in the show like, oh, a driver. Yes. So that's really cool. Then if you hold down the sound effect button, it'll sound like it's a driver attaching. Try it again. There we go. Now, when the Lockseed is in, lightly tap or hold down the sound effect button, and the sound shown below will play during certain modes. And those will change the dialogue when you have an energy Lockseed attached. So for an example, in the Kurishima mode, we have... Oh, yes, you have Kurishima mode. You will attach an energy Lockseed, and it doesn't matter which one. So in the Takatora Kurishima mode, you will get 4 voiceovers with the energy Lockseed connected and pressing the dialogue button. Starting off with Watashi da. Then the second in Ryoma Sengoku mode, you get power analysis, invisibility activation, invisibility deactivation. Then we go to Sid mode. The third one in Sid mode is a little bit long. It's Rostrio's attack and boulder crushing sound. Nice. Then the next one, 4 should have nothing. 5, nothing. 6 is Mitsuzune Kurishima mode, lines of dialogue by Takatora Kurishima, apparition.
たちに価値はない。彼女の命と釣り合うはずがない。お前は何も成し得ないまま終わりだろう。お前は遠ざかったのではない。ずっと同じ場所にしがみつこうとして立ち止まっていただけだ。そんなお前を置き去りにしてみんな先へと進んでいった。それぞれの運命に立ち向かう道を選んでな。お前こそいつまで私の影にすがりつくつもりだ。何も成し遂げられなかった屈辱だが、そんな痛みは通りに足りない。世界の命運を背負う羽目になった者たちよりもお前はどれだけ恵まれていることか。お前は何者にもなれなかった。その意味をもう一度よく考えてみろ。
And then for 7 and 8, nothing. But for 9, normal mode, you get Tyrant Overlord Inves transformation sound. And those only work when, again, you have the Lockseed in and then you press the dialogue button. Now going into the background music for the BGM, you have 10 songs that you can get through, and like other CSM line before it, you can press the background music button to hold it and select which song you want using the standby sound, and when you transform, that song will play. So, to showcase quickly, we will select the third song, Yggdrasil, and that should be... Then, when I Henshin, there should be music. Oh, and dialogues can still be pressed and done with it. It should. But I'm in normal mode, so there is none. That's why it's not working. And so, there is that for the transformation sound with the background music. Now, what are the background sounds? Let's go into the other mode. Number 1 is covert cover-up. Then we have Yggdrasil shortened version, number 2. Three, Yggdrasil. Four, Ankoku no Taritsu. Five is Kaijin Shutsugen. 6. Kiwami no Mai. Probably my favorite. 7. Shido Gaim. Eight. Rusho. Nine. Genesis Driver. And then lastly, we have 10. Evil Layer of Evil. That was very evil music. That would be all of the background music included on the Genesis Driver, which again is great quality sound. 10 songs is great. 6 is probably my favorite. And we can now move on into the next fun feature that I thought was nice that they added in here. So on this edition, it includes the kill process button. In the series, this is used to self-destruct the drivers, and it's included here. And so using the Genesis Driver, it's in infrared mode after buttons have been pressed for 2 minutes. After that, you can then, on the infrared sensor, which is right where the soda tip is for the straw, we would then just press it, and this is what it sounds like. So when doing that, the driver is now useless. There is nothing that this thing can do except making sounds from the energy Lockseed. So if I try to transform, nothing. Just sounds from the energy Lockseed, not from the driver. How about some dialogue? How about some background music? How about whatever this was? Any of the buttons? Nope, it is dead. So you have to turn it off and then back on to get back into a functioning mode. But I do think that is super funny that you can do that with the driver. Now, it itself does have a dialogue mode, so it's not just a fancy yellow brick stone. It's not a brick. It can go and press the red button to enter dialogue mode. Blow up your driver in the process. And there are 6 dialogue options available. Sound effect. Ryoma again talks on all of them. And that's it. That's all this little guy does. I mean, the paint on it is nice. The antenna, probably, it's a little rubbery, but I would not bend it. Sensor needs to be, I think, relatively close for it to work, but that is all it does. For the energy Lockseeds, this is where it gets a little intense. On the back of the actual energy Lockseed, there is a button that you can press, and there's also a button on the very bottom that's used to de-transform and do some other special effects. But this button on the back, that was first time is Ryoma Sengoku,
Henshin.
and then the second one was Kaito Kumon.
Henshin.
Melon Energy is Takatora Kurashima number 1,
Henshin.
and then Mitsuzune Kurashima number 2.
Henshin.
Cherry just has 1, which is Sid.
Henshin.
Peach just has Yoko Minato saying Henshin.
Henshin.
And then for Dragon Fruit Energy, we have Mecha Ryoma.
Henshin.
And that's all that says. Now, pressing that button in the back will let you go into the different modes on the energy Lockseeds. So initially it starts off in present world mode, and from there is where you'll start hearing the different unlocking sounds from it. So for an example, this one is Dragon Fruit Energy has 3, as does Melon Energy. The others only have 2 sounds. So, there we go. That's for the first mode. These have 2, these have 3. The original unlock you'll hear is the Lockseed name along with the crack opening sound. So, we're gonna go and... So it's just that zip, that's all you hear. On the second time that you press it, you're going to get the same Lockseed name, the crack opening, and then the arms levitation sound. I wish I could do all 3 at the same time. They all continued that one long sound, and that's it for those 3. Now for these 2, they're gonna say the name and then the crack opening. Okay, then the second time it will be the same energy's name, the crack opening with the arms levitation. And so for the third time on the Melon Energy, it'll be the lock name sound and the throwing sound. That's the throwing sound, and then that one's it. And for the Dragon Fruit, you get the Lockseed name crack opening sound shortened. Just fine, fast, done. And that's in present world. Pressing the button on the back of it will let you go into the Helheim mode. And all of them have the same version effects on the subsequent modes. Meaning, Helheim mode, press the unlock button. Pressing the unlock button will get the Lockseed name and arms creation sound in Helheim. Right. Okay, so they all have that extended one. Then in the present world Jimber shorten mode, you get the same functions as number 1, can be enjoyed, but the transformation sound will not play when transforming with the Genesis driver or the Sengoku. A shortened transformation sound will play immediately when transforming with a Sengoku driver equipped with a Genesis core. So that's where we would want to make sure, and we got lucky because we have another Genesis core from the CSM one, I don't have to untach and detach. There will be different sounds for that one. And so initially, they all have that mix. Now they're in Jimber World, shortened, and same functions as number 1, but so if I transform, this should be a shortened version. Oh, that's right, I blew this up.
Meanwhile,
Press the red button to enter dialogue mode. Blow up your driver in the process. Okay, so let's do that again. Just transforms. No extra sound effects, no nothing, just soda, boom, sound effect and light. Then, if I put that into a shortened transformation sound will play immediately when transforming with the Sengoku driver equipped with a Genesis core. So it's just saying Jimber Cherry and then transforming. So this would be Jimber Melon. So weird, but I love it. Then we go into Jimber shortened Helheim mode. So you get the same functions as the second Helheim mode, but enjoyed, but the transformation sound will not play when transforming with the Genesis driver or Sengoku, and then a shortened transformation sound will play with the Sengoku. So in that sense, fourth mode. No change for that one. And on the Genesis driver, shortened. That's it. So that's really all it does for the Jimber, or sorry, the Helheim shortened mode. And we have showed how to Henshin on this video multiple times. And other than that, that is it for the transformation. And then we can go into the finisher sounds in the post-transformation state. And if you're not sure which mode, you can just put the inside battery separator and give it a little click to make sure there's no energy. When you remove it, it'll be in normal first mode. Now, with the energy Lockseed attached and us transformed, now I haven't been able to get this set, but a finisher sound will play instead of a transformation sound if the energy Lockseed is attached to the Genesis driver while pressing the energy Lockseed's bottom button. And so, if I attach it, and that is how you do it. You have to probably press, while pressing the energy Lockseed's bottom button. So you have to press it as you're attaching it, locking on, and that'll let you transform or Henshin with a finisher instead of the other sound effects. And that is amazing. And it's not the only thing that you can do prior to the transformation with your energy Lockseed. The energy Lockseeds themselves, while in post-transformation, can also do something else. When you do your specials, you will just get sound effects. For the Lemon Energy, you have 2 attacks, and all of them have just 2 attacks. Your Energy Lockseed name, Energy Squash, and then Sparking. For the lemon energy, there are two types of sound effects, and the melon energy also have two sound effects for the first attack. So first we'll sound. This is the only energy Lockseed that has one sound again when it goes into the character voices, which is when you can do it this way. When attaching the energy Lockseed, you will press the back button to hear the Henshin sound, and when you do that, when the attacks that are done will have the character's voice added into it. You heard it was just sound effects. Now with character. We'll show you energy sparking. So there's only two parts in that one. So you got some laughs in there. And so that's one of the cool fun features that you're able to do with the energy Lockseeds if you want to add some sound effects from the show and the appropriate character. And that is it for the sounds, besides actually hearing every one of their specials. If you want to do that, we may do it in another video with the voiceovers. Now, there is a way of customizing your belt a little bit more. You can change the lock-on, lock-off sound, and to do that, you'll need to press the bottom sound effect button and the BGM button. So, for regular purposes, here is our lock-on and lock-off with no add-ons. Let's lock on. Oh. So you get lock-on sound, and then transformation standby, lock-off sound without system voice. Now if we do one lock switching sound, we will now get a shortened lock-on sound transformation standby, and a shortened lock-off with system. There is no sound on the first one. Now for two, normal lock-on sounds with no transformation standby sound. And then a shortened lock-off with system voice. No lock-off voice. Weird. So the book says it should have it, but it doesn't. That was one. Now we'll do two. Sorry, that was three. We already did two. It's going to be a shortened lock-on sound. That's it. And then normal with no voice. Four. Lock-on with no voice. Lock off, no voice. So that's pretty interesting. Now you are able to change the grip sound effects, but there must be a typo in the instruction booklet because it tells you to press the dialogue button and the BGM button in order to initiate that, but it does not work because that is the dialogue conversation back and forth button setup. So you'll have to actually press dialogue and the sound effects button, and you'll know it because it's a weird sound. We've already heard the squeezing sound soda weak, and that is different for a few of these. So all of these in the category have a different sound for the grip. Lemon, melon, cherry, and each will all have 4 different sound effects. Dragon Fruit has 3, and the 2 inside the Lockseed Team Baron set also only have 3. We will do our regular, so we know what our initial one is like. That's it. You can also press the button on the Energy Lockseed to de-transform. You can press and hold it. I will show the 2 different forms. This is pressing it. This is holding the de-transformation down. Pressing the dialogue and the sound effect button gives you the first one. 1 grip will make the squeezing sound in the soda strong. Little louder. With 2, squeezing sound and soda is weak, and you will have a shortened version of it. It's a little quiet. For 3, you get the squeezing sound and soda strong, shortened. A little louder again. For 4, you get just the squeezing sound only. And that's it for the 4 different energy Lockseeds. Okay. Now, for the Dragon Fruit, we just... no grip sounding sounds, squeezing sound, and soda is strong. For 1 grip, you get the squeezing sound and soda strong but short. And 2, 3, or 4 will give you the same sound of squeezing sound only. That's it. Nope. Matsubokuri. One grip should have it at squeezing sound and liquid shortened. So the 2 from the Baron set aren't doing what they're supposed to. But that's fine. Whatever. On a side note, because we do have the Sengoku driver here, I do have another Lockseed that I was curious, would it even fit on the Genesis driver, and would there be any extra sounds, any different lights, and the like. And so to show you, let's just show the banana Lockseed. This is what will be for the regular energy, or the regular Lockseeds on the Genesis driver. Nothing really majorly different. There's not even opening. Now, what if we used this giant thing? Does it fit? Yes, it does. Does it do anything extra? No, it doesn't. So it does not do anything special. It does fit, which I thought was pretty cool, but nothing extra with that being said. In the last part of the instructions, you are able to use the Genesis core with the Sengoku driver. And you are able to get some sound effects like from the Sengoku driver, the orange Lockseed, and the energy Lockseed. And even then, as you all were hearing, there is also some variations about attaching the Lockseeds to the Genesis driver while holding the bottom button to initiate the finisher sound effect instead of your standby sound effect. That was a lot. So, variations of what you could do on the Genesis driver, you can do on the Sengoku driver. Short version. But, big shout out to Zbot. Major shout out to Zbot316, who called out that when you have the Genesis driver and you attach it before turning on your driver, you'll get a different standby sound effect because it'll be put into saver mode, which no idea what that is. Okay. That only happens if you attach the Genesis driver to the Sengoku driver before turning it on, and then going through with it. You'll be in saver mode. Now, what are we actually trying to do? What you do is, you will go through this the appropriate way. Turn it on, remove faceplate, attach Genesis driver, then you're ready to go. Now, you'll also want to make sure that your energy Lockseeds are in the shortened versions, because from that point, you get, if the two Lockseeds that are attached are in the present world shortened mode, or Helheim Jimber shortened mode, and let's see, the transformation sounds will not play from the orange Lockseed, and a Jimber transformation sound, shortened version, will play from the energy Lockseed. So let's lock that in. Second mode, we'll say mix. And let's go for it. Again, driver's turned on. I've already attached what we need. So it's a little shortened version. That's all. And all of that was just a huge confusion part. So again, Zbot316, you're amazing. Thank you for clarifying that so quickly, by the way, and the speed of response. Ooh yeah, that's the kind of teamwork we all want. That aside, now we can get to the actual instructions on the use of the Sengoku driver with the energy Lockseed. And so with that, when attaching your regular orange Lockseed, we'll also do cherry. And as we go into our specials, it's like when using the Sengoku driver, a lot of them have 3. Last of the 3 specials. A cover closing sound will play when the bottom button on the energy Lockseed is lightly tapped. Very cool. Do you transform? and that is the Sengoku driver using the energy Lockseeds for them. And I gotta say, this is an amazing driver. I love the look. Again, the cherry red that is on there, the plastic that's silver, the sound not being loud from the videos that I've seen from previous DX versions, which was a major improvement, and it's so bright. I will definitely be showing some videos of this at night for its transformation. Though I will say the only gripe that I have, given its price, is that on the bottom of the handles, as you slide them in, you can see where they cut the plastic from the mold. And they could have buffed that. They could have cleaned that up. There is no excuse for everything else here to be looking at that quality, and you've got 2 points that an amateur would have left. So that's a ding on an overall almost perfect Kamen Rider CSM belt release. And again, soda. I love the sound of it, I love the look of it, and I am very excited to hopefully do some cosplay with this one to show off a little bit more of it for you all, because looking at this is just... I thought I had a blazer, you know. That's still something I'm a major... Let's see. Oh, and it's probably all super quiet because of whatever mode that I'm in. I still love that pouring sound. Its brightness. Amazing. Video where I can edit. So thank you again, everybody, for coming on down and watching the channel. It is always a huge appreciation from my side to you all to spend a little bit of some time of your busy day here at the warehouse. And a big shout out to our only member at the moment, but will change soon, Aloha Kitty. Thank you. Zbot316 also deserves a shout out for the help on Reddit. So I am very, very, very much thankful for the help you all have been doing. And if you would like to help the channel, you are able to join the membership here with a variety of choices. So it's not all super expensive. Whatever you can afford, we thank you. And it's going to go towards kitty cats, Kamen Rider, model kits, all things here at the channel, so we can show it to you all. So with that being said, thank you again for coming on by. We will be looking forward to other releases in the future, Kamen Rider wise. Again, we have the Mumaken sword that I will be finishing up the review on very soon. I'm on the fence on some of the editing points, so I may chop a few of it to get that out there. And if you want to see the rest of the very long conversations that they have between each other, leave the comments and likes down in the video. If we get to, I don't know, there's 2,000 of we're at, subscription wise, we're at like 2.5k. So if I can get 500 likes on the video, I will go and show you the conversation points subtitled from the instructions, and fantastic. Then we have the Garo CSG line sword to be reviewing very soon. And this may be another part that I will do with you all in the future. If there's something that we want to look into to save the editing and the time invested, communicate with me. Talk on the community tab and let me know what you all are thinking on what we've presented. Because that's a big part of it. I want you all to enjoy it. I, of course, won't make it, but I want you to enjoy a bit of that journey together. So enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks for coming on by. Come for curiosity. Stay for good times. And I will see you all at the next warehouse release. Yo tengo poder.